Hey, Jake with B&H, and today we're taking an in-depth look at Red's latest cinematic camera in the new DS-MC3 lineup, the V-RAPTOR. This compact high-end cinema camera features a brand new full-frame 8K large format sensor and the ability to capture footage at extremely high frame rates, even in 8K, so we're going to be testing it out in a variety of environments. The Raptor follows the release of the Red KOMODO and brings many features from the high-end DS-MC2 cameras, such as the Monstro and the Gemini, into the compact DS-MC3 lineup. The camera we're shooting with is running version 1.2.0 beta firmware, so not every feature may be available for us to look at, but we're going to cover as much as we can. Let's jump into the big features. The sensor in the Raptor is a brand new full-frame 8K large format 35.4 megapixel sensor measuring 4096 millimeters wide by 2160 millimeters high, giving you a diagonal sensor size of 46.31 millimeters. Red has also claimed the sensor can produce over 17 plus stops of dynamic range, so we're definitely going to take the Raptor into some contrasty situations and see what we can see. The Raptor also features an impressive range of high frame rates across every resolution the camera offers. Using common cinema ratios such as 17:9 or 2.4:1, the Raptor can capture up to 150 frames in 8K. As you drop down in resolution to 7K, you can shoot up to 175 frames, 200 frames in 6K, 240 frames in 5K, 300 frames per second in 4K, 400 frames per second in 3K, and a whopping 600 frames per second in 2K. If that's not slow enough for you, you can put the camera into an 8:1 ratio in 4K and capture 1,000 frames. Keep in mind that when shooting in this mode, your image will narrow down significantly, so you'll have to be mindful of how you're going to capture and present your footage. Playing around with the vast combination of resolution and high frame rate options was a lot of fun and will be useful in a wide variety of shooting scenarios. Just like the KOMODO, the Raptor also utilizes the streamlined HQ, MQ, and LQ quality settings instead of the numbered ratios found in the DS-MC2 lineup of Red cameras. This helps take some of the guesswork out of choosing which is best for your project. HQ is used for the highest quality captures, such as projects that may heavily incorporate visual effects. MQ will be used for most image captures, while LQ should be used when there is limited card space and long format recording is needed. While the simplification is nice, it does remove some of the more fine-tuning that a user may want in choosing a compression ratio found in the DS-MC2 cameras, so keep that in mind when choosing your compression settings. There are two shooting codecs available in the Raptor, R3D and ProRes. R3D is Red's proprietary 16-bit RAW codec that gives you the maximum amount of control over your image in post-production. Programs such as DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere allow you to control the raw data in a host of ways. The R3D RAW mode also takes up more space on your cards. When switching over to ProRes codec, you lose some of that post flexibility, but you will get a lot more out of your card space. You have the option of recording in 4K or 2K in 4444XQ, 4444, 422HQ, 422, or 422LT. You can even record a combination of the two utilizing ProRes Proxy Recording, which has a wide range of control options in the menu. The pre-record feature on the camera is useful for a wide range of applications such as wildlife and sports shooting. When you press record, a yellow outline will appear around the image. A cache is created internally on the camera for this footage until you press record again and the media starts writing to the card. A red outline will then appear around the image so you know you are recording. This feature is customizable as well and can be controlled in the menu system. If you'd like to cancel a pre-record clip, you can just hold down the record button for 3 seconds. The Raptor also has a time-lapse mode. In the menu, you can choose between two shooting modes, motion for regular video capture and time-lapse for interval shooting. You can then change the settings in the time-lapse menu to set your interval parameters. The ISO range of the camera is 250 to 12,800 with a base ISO of 800. With Red's R3D RAW workflow, changing your ISO while filming only adjusts the image's brightness as you monitor it. Once you're in post-production, you can change your ISO non-destructively and fine-tune things to be brighter or darker. This is important to note when exposing an image with the Raptor. The Raptor also features an enhanced version of the phase detection autofocus system that was introduced in the KOMODO. There is a single or continuous mode to switch between. This is definitely a useful feature for any type of shooting that requires quick and accurate focus pulls. The Raptor features an OLPF or optical low pass filter to help counter moire and reduce aliasing. It also features a rolling shutter, unlike its sibling the KOMODO, which featured a global shutter. Considering the use cases for a camera like the KOMODO, this makes sense. The cameras actually pair really nicely together. We tested out the rolling shutter with high-speed objects, and because the sensor readout is twice as fast as the Monstro, it greatly reduces the appearance of rolling shutter. And just like the KOMODO, the Raptor utilizes the Canon RF lens mount, which allows for a wide range of adapter options. There's also a slide lock on the mount for extra security when the lens is mounted. With such a compact design and the presence of a permanent OLPF, there was no room to include ND filters on the Raptor. These would have been nice to have, but there are plenty of third-party options for adapting ND filters between the sensor and the lens, or in front of the lens, whether using screw-on filters or a matte box. On the monitoring side, you'll find a wide range of exposure tools in the Raptor for helping you get the best shot possible. There are 2 false color modes, a histogram, 2 zebras, magnification, 3 peaking modes, and Red's signature traffic light tool for showing when individual color channels are either too bright or too dark. On the back of the camera, you'll find a wide range of ports. There are 2 12G SDI ports, which each have their own controls in the menu. A built-in Wi-Fi antenna, a USB-C port, a 5-pin audio port to easily adapt XLR connections, a headphone input, a 6-pin DC input, a 9-pin extension port, and the mini V-mount battery plate. The mini V-mount battery plate on the back of the camera is built in, so you don't need to add it to the camera body like you would with the DSMC2 cameras. The mini V-mount batteries are compact, and the mount design only lets batteries that measure in at 75 millimeters or 2.95 inches fit on the camera. This way the form factor stays small. Red will be releasing adapter plates for larger capacity V-mount and gold mount batteries in the future. The battery can also be charged while it's on the camera if the camera is plugged in via AC power and turned off. This is a nice backup option in case you don't have access to a charger or you like to charge a battery on the camera during some downtime. The Raptor has a single card slot and takes CF Express Type B media. This follows the trend that the KOMODO began with the CFast 2.0 cards by moving away from the proprietary SSD Red Mini Mags of previous generation Red cameras. With CF Express Type B media being used, the brand options and the read-write speeds have greatly increased, so you're covered when shooting in the camera's highest resolutions and frame rates. On the right side of the camera is an LCD screen with 12 buttons giving you full control over the camera. Without using a monitor, you can control everything you need right from here. This is great for, say, an AC that needs to quickly make changes without having to use a monitor. Next to the monitor is a dedicated on-off switch. Below that is a speaker and one of 2 record buttons on the body, the other is located on the front of the camera. There is also a brand new cooling system built into the Raptor, which is an upgrade to the cooling system found in the DSMC2 lineup. This is crucial for when shooting in hot environments and you need the camera operating at peak performance. This also means that needing to calibrate the camera for different shooting environments is a thing of the past. 2 intake vents on the sides of the camera pull air in and push it out of the top. The top panel can be removed and the fan can be taken out for easy cleaning. Lastly, there are a range of mounting points all over the camera. There are 1/4-20 mounts on the front, top, both sides of the camera, and on the bottom. There are also 2 3/8-16 mounts on the bottom, giving you plenty of options for securing the camera. The Raptor is almost a ready-to-use, out-of-the-box camera, but you'll still need a few important accessories to get the most out of your shooting experience. One of the most important accessories that you can pair with the Raptor is a monitor. And the new DSMC3 Touch 7-inch LCD monitor is a must-have. You can still use other SDI-based monitors that would work with your DSMC2, KOMODO, or existing camera system, but this monitor has been designed specifically for the Raptor. It's a 7-inch 1920 by 1200 pixel screen that covers 100% of the P3 color space and has a 1300 nit peak brightness to really help when shooting in bright outdoor situations. The camera can be fully controlled from the monitor with the new menu system layout, and it's very quick and responsive. Because the monitor was designed with small HD, you're going to find all their Shoot Assist tools built in as well. It'll quickly attach to the top of the camera with 2 screws using a hex key. The V-RAPTOR really blew us away. Red has packed a serious amount of high-end cinema specs into one of the most compact bodies on the market. From its brand new full-frame 8K large format sensor to be able to shoot up to 1,000 frames in Red RAW, the applications for this camera are almost limitless. But tell us your thoughts about the new Red V-RAPTOR. What do you want to create with it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Jake with B&H. Just keep rolling.